Okay, I'm back. That was my wife showing up. So anyhow, back to this motherboard. This is your CPU heatsink and fan. Got 2 sticks of RAM, 20 plus 4, PCI Express 16, PCI Express 1, above board PCI video card, and then I have the speaker. This little speaker, you can see that? I don't know if you can see that. It shows up pretty easy. I always plug one of those in when I'm building a computer, just so I can hear if there's any sound or complaints from the board. Well, this one's got the CMOS battery in it. You can see that right there. And that's about it. Again, I was telling you about motherboards. The above board audio card, that usually cancels out the onboard. But I've seen some newer ones where you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 video output choices, and they all work. Can't explain it. All I can say is thank you, manufacturers, for giving us the opportunity for more than 2 or 3 video connectors that are hot and live. So other than that, though, that's it for today on motherboards, and I'm going to take this into post, and let me think, what else do we need to cover? Motherboards. Oh, the pricing. Let me talk about pricing. Motherboards usually go between $50 and $250. Now, the lower end boards, like the ITX boards, I mean, those are great. Those are great boards. However, they're usually for small business. They can get a little hot if you put too much on them. The other thing that you want to watch out for is a board that doesn't have a good warranty. I usually get boards that have at least a 1-year warranty. Some of the server boards have 3 to 5 year warranties. That's rare. Some of them have lifetime warranties. Very rare. Usually those are the high-end server boards. But for the most part, most of the boards, the motherboards that I order, they average between $75 and $120, and that's for an Intel or an AMD. They usually come from ASRock, MSI. What other board manufacturers do I use? I'll do Intel if it's a Dell or some other manufacturer where I have to get the stock board in order for it to match up for all the components. If it's a new build, I usually get something to where the board and the processor combined averages about $200. That's actually a good price point to start, because your computer case, that's going to be like $50. Your power supply, that's going to be between $50 and $75. That's for a 500 to 600 watt power supply, a good one. So let's talk about the components of a computer real quick that we would normally buy and build. Start with the case, motherboard, processor, RAM, cooling system, and then the hard drive. And then that's about it. There's not that many components that go into it, and then you choose your operating system. So we'll go into our next episode and we'll talk about pricing, and I might field some of your questions. Some people are already sending me questions. They don't mind my format. I'm pretty rough around the edges. But ask me a hard question, I'll give you a hard answer. But if you ask me an easy question, I'll give you an easy answer. But I try to be fair with my pricing. I try to be fair with our knowledge. We don't get too many crazy requests. We get some gamers in here that are a little tough to please, but that goes without saying. I mean, they really want a top-end system. For most other people, home users and business users, they have basic needs. They want an i5 or an A8 or A10 processor. And I recommend 8 gig of RAM now, and it's 2019, so last year, at the early year, it was 4 gig. We would usually build to 8, so it would last 3 to 5 years, not 1 to 2. And then as far as 16 gig of RAM, we would do 16 gig of RAM for the longer term users with a max capacity of 32 gig of RAM. But as far as the hard drives go, we'll put in a 500 gig SSD now, or a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte standard serial ATA3 drive. You just have to make sure on the motherboards that you do buy that it does support serial ATA3, the 6 gigabit per second, for the drives, because right now some boards are coming out I don't know why, but only serial ATA 3 gigabits per second. Other than that, though, I'll catch up with you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fill in your comments below. Thank you.